All right, hello everyone. It is day 397 complete. Hi there, I'm the Pathwalker. I upload videos every day about how my day went. I had things planned for my day. I talk about how I did in doing those things. Talked about things that went good today, things that didn't go well. Try to problem solve to make things better, especially tomorrow. Talk about the plan for tomorrow. All just taking my life one day at a time and trying to improve my life. And hopefully you guys can take something from that as well. Okay. Um, yeah, the video before this I actually had a late upload. I recorded it on time. It was my fastest upload I've ever had. It was a great day if you didn't watch it. But I forgot to like I had it uploaded, like I had it recorded, but I didn't upload it until just like I don't know, 15 minutes ago or so. But I have it done now. And so kind of two videos are coming up real quick, but that's okay. So that was a great day that we had, and we ended it off saying, look, we're on this positive momentum. Let's make tomorrow better. We've talked about our strategies and our plans, so let's do it. Unfortunately, today did not go well. It's a pattern. If anyone's watching, they're like, oh, well, you did it again. I ended up, spending a good amount of time with my friends that came over, and they stayed a bit later than I planned until about like 1:50 a.m. And we were just talking about important stuff, and I enjoyed the conversation. But then I started my stream late, which was okay, but then I felt like because I started my stream late already, I felt like I had to stream longer already and kind of give a little bit more. So my initial idea of ending my stream at 4 a.m. became 5 a.m. And then when I was 5 a.m., I ended up kind of getting carried away with a game I started playing. I was, and the problem, and here it is again, and this is a shame, I did drink. I did do better than before, which is why things weren't bad, but because my idea was I'll just do half as much as what I was doing before. And that is what I did. But that still affected me, right? It still affected me in terms of not really caring to go later. But the biggest issue, and what ended up happening is the stream ended around like 6:40 a.m., 6:50 a.m. The biggest issue actually ended up being that um, it was okay, it's 6:50 a.m., let's just go to sleep. For some reason, I have no idea why, I ended up just lying on my bed and going on my phone until for another hour. And I basically ended up going to sleep at 8 a.m. Why did I do that? Why did this have to happen? I truly don't know. It's quite puzzling to me to try to understand why that happened. Now, one can say, oh, it must have been the alcohol. Now, the good news, if anything, at least that these could have been worse, we had no issues with abstinence. There was no problem in that department. We did perfectly well, and we did perfect today. But it's just a little bit puzzling. So let me just recap on that because I haven't even gone on to the day. So we didn't floss last night. We didn't go to sleep at 5 a.m. We went to sleep at 8 a.m., which is terrible because that's like 2 hours later. We made all that progress bringing back to, 5:50 a.m. the night before. Now we just lost like all the progress we made, which is the one thing I kept talking about not wanting to do. And I said the key to that is by being better with our drinking. And now I'm thinking like, you know what? Maybe it's just we got to go like completely sober with the drinking at this point. That at this point that's my solution. Now I do think the fact that I started late and I had a feeling like I just want to like, kind of give my viewers more probably also played a role. And that's something else that also will have to be considered. So we didn't wake up on time. And this is the other problem. We woke up at like around 4 p.m. or so, and then we stayed in bed on our phone until 6:30 p.m. I remember it was like 3 p.m. I opened my curtains. I was like still tired. Okay, whatever. I slept a little bit more. Slept until like 4 a.m. or 4 p.m. or 4:15. And then and then I started going on my phone, and I don't know why. I really don't know why I did that. I mean, I kept thinking like, oh, maybe we still have time to go rock climbing and stuff, and I didn't. We didn't have time to go rock climbing because I was like, I want to start my stream on time. And already you see it's 8:52 p.m. I was wanting to start my stream at the latest at 8 p.m., but this is a compromise to that because I was still able to have my smoothie, shower, I groomed. I didn't clean shave. I ended up just like looking at the mirror and going, you know what? I want to keep the beard again for now. It's kind of again like just a thing that I kind of feel whether I want to get it off or not. I did go to the grocery store. I didn't walk my dog because this was impossible because my dog isn't home. He's on a little trip with my mom. So I still ended up going for a walk. I just had the smoothie and some little small snacks, so there was no way for me to have another meal, a small meal. I sadly didn't work on the year review video, and the family time wasn't happening anyways. So functionally speaking, the main thing that we missed out on was the rock climbing because of what happened, and obviously some work on the year review video. But abstinence is good, and we're about to start our stream at an okay time, relatively speaking, to how things were going last week. So this is basically the breakdown. Nothing to really talk about. 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., 8 a.m. slept. Really didn't like the fact that I didn't just go to sleep right after I ended my stream at 7 a.m. At least that would have been more manageable. And it's unfortunate that this happened, but that's how life is. And our goal is to not just make that as some random excuse, but something that we're actually going to address. The plan for tomorrow is basically going to be rock climbing now. I already made a commitment with my stepbrother. I'm going to pick him up at 2 p.m. We're going to go rock climbing and then we're going to come back. And that's that. We're going to have the egg meal to start. We're going to then get home, walk the dog, have a small meal, year review work, and then get our stream hopefully even by 7 p.m. And even though I haven't done that before, we can do it, and I look forward to being able to do that. And then we're going to try to go to bed by 5 a.m. For the goal viewer, sleep is going to have to unfortunately get downgraded again back to a like honestly no, not even no. We're making it like we're going to make it a red because at this point no. That's not gonna stand. Like 8 a.m. is not, there's no excuse to that at all. There was no, it's got to go to the red. Nutrition, fortunately, is again starting to look pretty good, but I want a little bit more consistency before I put it back into the green. Fitness, this was like my day off. If I rock climbed today, I kind of probably wouldn't have done anything tomorrow. So tomorrow we have to go rock climbing. Um, Grooming, we're actually pretty much good on this front. Laundry, cleaning, vacuum, and nothing else to add. So as always, well, not as always, as I've started doing recently, let's talk a little bit now about our um, like what we can do to prevent what just happened because that was bad. Now I'm just going to think, you know what, let's just do a stream where there's no drinking involved, see how that goes. No drinking tonight. So that's already something that we're going to change. That's going to modify that. The other thing that I wanted to mention a little bit was, when I woke up around 4 p.m. today, why did I stay in bed for over 2 hours? And it was weird. I always have these moments. There's one thing where I'm scrolling on my phone and it suddenly says, it's like an ad for something that says, you got to stop that doom scrolling. And it makes me think, right? It brings attention to what I'm doing and I'm getting close and I'm getting close. And then suddenly that's when I end up doing it. And it feels so weird that, it feels like again I don't have control over this. Like I really, uh, even though I had my phone away from my bed, then I grabbed my phone and went to my bed. I really I just cannot have the phone and the bed in the same thing. I can never have the phone on my bed at any point in time. That just is an objective fact at this point. If I feel tired, if I don't feel like doing anything, then I'm just going to stay in bed not doing anything. I'm not going to have my phone with me while I'm kind of still sleepy and tired and then, distracting myself on my phone with, TikTok, YouTube, whatever stuff, right? Like that's really what needs to stop because that was an issue that happened last night despite the late stream, and it's an issue that started today. So that's good. That we really need this. This needs to change. The drinking needs to change. The other thing I just wanted to quickly bring note of is I noticed that I start my day started at 6:30 p.m., which was like about 2 hours ago, and it felt like okay, we still have things to do. I'm happy that I recovered. I'm happy I didn't feel down and be like I kind of gave up on the day. No, I still got everything I could have realistically done in this time. Um, but I'm disappointed, not disappointed, but it reminds me of like when I was in school and I have an essay due and it's like, there's that time crunch, like, oh, you didn't do anything, and then suddenly have this rush to do things. It reminded me a lot of that, and that's something I've always associated with I don't like doing that. Again, it's good that I was able to be productive in a small amount of time, but I don't like that stress. And the problem really is that it feels like I need that pressure. I need that stress to motivate me to do it. So I need to start thinking of something to try to motivate me on these days off where I don't have work to have to get up for, where I don't like if I don't have to do it, it's this is the next step that I really want to start working on. So I'm talking about it now. I'm going to think about this a little bit. We'll talk about it again next video because I'm a little bit time pressured. I want to start my stream by 9 p.m., which is in 3 minutes. Um, so that's essentially what's on my mind here. So I'd like to start to get into that space of really thinking about how in days like my days off where I don't have something that I really have an obligation to go to, how do I get my day started? How do I get out of bed and wake up? That's in my control and not relying on someone else. That's what I'd really like to start working on. So I spoke it out. Let's recap on this in my next video because I'd like to really follow up on this. Stay strong, guys. Even though I had a rough little moment here, I feel totally cool and with a plan to keep this going. I'm not going to just give up. Oh no, we messed up again. It's going to be bad. Nope. I feel totally focused and I know what I need to do. No drinking, phone not going at the bed. If we stick to that, everything's going to go well. And we did good on abstinence, so I'll pat myself still for that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys as always in the next one.